Welcome to my YouTube automotive channel. In today's video I have 2014 Ford Focus. This is the third generation and I will be talking about main problems and issues of these vehicles from my own experience as a used car salesman. Over the last 10 years I've sold probably over 50 of these units, and most of them come with same or similar issues. And in this video I will try to explain what's going on and what you should look at in case you're in the market to buy one. So this video can also serve as a buyer's guide as well. Also, if this video was helpful, I would appreciate if you would consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, or becoming a channel member. Now, from my experience, there is one major issue with these vehicles and a couple of smaller problems which are not too bad or too serious, but the main issues of these vehicles are the transmissions. They are famous for having transmission issues and transmissions replaced and so on and so on. So in case you are planning to buy one of these vehicles, it's not enough just to test drive it around the block. You really want to spend lots of time. You want to drive it like for at least half hour. You want to go on a highway. You want to see how it shifts, if it shifts smooth, is there any shuddering. You want to do all of that. Like most common symptoms of a bad transmission will be hesitation when accelerating, jerking, shuddering, things like that. And one of the first symptoms of a bad transmission will be when you press the gas pedal. You will see the RPMs are going up, but the vehicle will not accelerate. So you will have a feeling like gas pedal is not catching up, right? That's how I like to call it. But what will happen, you will see RPM go up and the vehicle will not accelerate. So the engine will make lots of noise, but you will not go any faster. So these are the first symptoms. Now, it's not a big deal actually to replace the transmission, the labor part. The problem is it's very hard to find a used transmission, right? Usually you would have to get it from a car salvage, and you can find maybe something. It's gonna be quite expensive, but there is no guarantee that this used transmission will not have the same problem, or even if you replace it, that the same thing won't happen in the near future. So that's why I said, if you're buying this vehicle, take your time, drive it for a long time, make sure it shifts nice, smooth, do lots of stop and starts and go, and so try to drive it in all possible conditions. Like on a highway, you want to press it hard as well to see how it shifts then, but also drive it slow, like first, second, third gear, then stop and do it again and again. That way you will make sure that actually shifts right. Now, body-wise, these vehicles, I've never experienced any major rust issues or things like that, even if I get them from places that use lots of salt in the winter. So I wouldn't be concerned about body too much. I mean, you always want to, when buying a vehicle, you always want to look under the vehicle. You want to check down here if there is any rust on the rockers and things like that. You want to inspect the undercarriage for any kind of damage, but rust in my experience is not a major problem of these vehicles, right? So if you're checking the rocker panels, you want to look under here usually, and you want to lie down and also look just down here on that metal, is there any rust. Okay, now the second thing I will mention is nothing too major, but it happens quite often, so I will talk about it a bit. On these vehicles you will often get like check engine light on, and you will experience like vehicle running rough, idling rough, stalling, and things like that, and the codes will be connected to the evap, most likely P1450, which stands for purge valve. Now this is something quite common on these vehicles, and if that happens, purge valve will have to be replaced, and that should fix your problem. And I believe the purge valve should be located just here on this side of the engine, just down here. So that's something also, if you it's actually always a good idea if you're buying a vehicle if you have it or borrow it, come with a scanner, come with OBD2 scanner. That's what I do if I buy vehicles from private person. I take it for a test drive and then I just scan the vehicle, because then I can see any current codes, but most importantly I can see the history codes, so I can see if somebody deleted the check engine light maybe like just 10 minutes before I came, right? Or I can see the code and see what's pointing to. But if you see P1450, that's your evap code, and that's gonna be the purge valve. Now the third thing I will mention, also not a major thing, but often on these vehicles you will get a message on the dashboard saying that the power trunk is not working, so you cannot open the trunk, right? It's not a fuse issue, but it's the wiring issue. Now I will show you what happens quite often. You see these wires here, actually, how they go all the way down. You just want to follow these wires, and you will see, like right here, even on this vehicle, there's some damage to the wiring here, you see? These wires get cracked here, and then you cannot open the trunk. So you want to inspect this area, and if these wires are cracked or damaged like mine actually, then you want to fix it before they break all the way, and then your power trunk will not work. That's an easy fix, but just something I wanted to point out, because I'm gonna tell you 75% of these Focuses that I had always had cracked wires here, just from opening and closing the trunk, they get worn out, right? Because I'm gonna show you how you do this. You see, these wires get twisted here. I will also mention, sometimes on these vehicles, these seals that go around the door, they get worn out or something, and then sometimes a bit of water can get in, or you might get that wind noise when you're driving on a highway. So this is something you want to look at. You want to inspect this rubber around the doors, right? And all the doors will often get quite squeaky, but that's not a big deal. You just have to lubricate these areas on the doors. So just use some grease, lubricate here, lubricate down here, even here, and that should fix it, right? That mostly happens in cold climates, and I live in cold climate, and quite often all the doors will get squeaky, and I will just lubricate, and that can fix the problem. You can even try using like WD-40, that should do it as well. Now I'll also mention something about the interior as well. Okay, this is the base model of this Focus. So I have a small screen, but even on these ones, or even on the ones with bigger screen, I had experience with the radio unit failing. And it happened to me like 7 or 8 times. I had to replace the complete assembly, and this is the only Ford vehicle actually that I had problems with the complete radio unit. Usually like Tauruses or Explorers or Fusions with that Sony faceplate, they would have failure of that, but that's just the front FCIM. But these vehicles sometimes have issues with the radios themselves. So in case like you try to turn on the radio, it's not working, you check the fuses, they are all good, there is big possibility that the radio has to be replaced. Well, that's pretty much everything. Well, actually I will still mention these vehicles kind of do idle a bit rougher. So when this vehicle is idling, there is a bit of vibration to the whole vehicle. That's just how they are. But if that vibration gets too bad and it really gets kind of annoying, what fixed it for me on a couple of vehicles was replacing the motor mounts. That's something that can get worn out, and that vibration will get much worse. So that's something to keep in mind. Like I said, you don't have to be too worried if you feel that vibration. Like, I would even say it's kind of normal, but if it seems to be too bad, that those could be the worn motor mounts, yeah, which are also not too bad to be replaced. So the major thing to watch is the transmission, and everything else is not really a big deal. Everything else is like easy fixable. But if transmission is problematic, then it can be a problem. It can be taken to a transmission shop and somebody can fix it, or you need to find a new transmission and hope it's not gonna do the same thing. Yeah, so that's the main thing to watch for. Okay, yeah, that's everything I have to say about this vehicle, and I hope this video will actually help you out. And again, if this video was helpful, please consider supporting the channel by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, or becoming a channel member.